At about 11:24 p.m. last night, 24 hours, deputies were detailed on the report of a gunshots fired here behind me at Branstroke Marina. Upon our arrival, deputies found one man who had been shot, four other people who had been on a Bayliner cuddy cabin boat, if you know what that is. So five people were socializing, having a little party on this boat. They feel somebody walk on the boat, and the victim opens the door to the cuddy cabin and immediately gets shot twice by an unknown assailant. The assailant's male. A struggle ensued with a couple of the people on the boat. And most of them jumped into the water to get out of the way of danger, and then the suspect left the area northbound on this road. The victim has been identified as Benjamin J. Case, age 42, of Lincoln. He was pronounced dead here at the scene. We have crime scene technicians. We have a joint crime scene unit with LPD and LSO, and so they are processing the scene as we speak. At the onset, StarCare was dispatched and landed. LFR, Raymond Rural Fire all responded to provide assistance. Game and Parks and Nebraska State Patrol also assisted us and are assisting us in handling this scene. We've got many more interviews to do of the other people that were on the boat, and trying to recover any video surveillance that might be available. So obviously the investigation is very early on. We have a single male victim here at the scene. Terribly tragic situation.
So the person shot and killed was one of the four who was on the boat?
One of the five.
One of the five.
He's the owner of the boat. So it's his boat, and he was having a gathering here. It's a Bayliner cuddy cabin.
So the person who did the shooting came from the dock and got onto the boat, and they didn't know who he was?
That's correct.
Was it a male or female?
It was a male. So, they felt somebody on the boat. The victim opened the door. A male was there, fired twice from a handgun, and then left the area.
Was there any other impact of the other bullet? Anybody else injured or damaged?
No one else was injured. The other occupants of the cuddy cabin jumped into the water to escape any potential danger, and then the suspect departed the area.
Did anybody else get a look at the suspect or not?
Well, we're sorting through all those interviews now with the other people that were there to determine a better description of who the assailant might be.
Does this seem like a targeted shooting or some kind of random attack?
Well, it seems like the suspect knew where he was going, went right to that boat, so that would tend to believe that he knew where he was going.
Well, for the other four people to get out, they would have to pass by the gunman to get out the door.
Well, they had hatches on the front of the boat above the little cabin area, and they were able to escape out of that, and any method that they could, they got off the boat.
And is it clear, did the assailant try and shoot other people, or did he fire additional rounds beyond what he shot at the victim?
No additional rounds were fired.
Did the victim have any sort of criminal record or history with law enforcement?
I'm not prepared to go into that right now.
Were any of the other boats around it occupied, or were they alone?
I think they were all unoccupied.
And did you indicate whether the assailant fled the scene in a car, on foot?
He did. He left in a vehicle. We're still trying to get an accurate description of that vehicle from both cruiser cam, from the video, from the patrol cars that were responding, and from the local area here to see if we can pinpoint what that vehicle is.
Were there any reports of any kind of suspicious behavior before the shooting, or your guys' first contact out here was the 911 call about shots fired?
The first call we had was the 911 call about a man being shot.
And you haven't had any other threats to this guy or anything like that before? Is this guy had any other threats made to him or anything like that prior, or do you know?
I don't know.
for the-
I don't know.
Okay. And has there been any trouble? I mean, out here you don't hear very much going on here.
No, we really haven't had many issues at the lakes this year. I mean, this summer has been relatively quiet here at the lakes.
Is there video surveillance at the entry point at the little house out here where they check the stickers?
I don't know. I know that we're checking with businesses, we're checking with other boat owners that might have surveillance cameras on their boats for security. So we're checking a lot of different things. The path into Lincoln, that any information that we can gather, we're trying to find that out.
And obviously there were 4 witnesses on the boat. Were there any other people in the area that you guys spoken to, or is it a quiet night out here?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Were the other 4 members family members? Or friends?
No, they were friends. There were 3 males and 2 females on the boat.
And what can you tell, I guess the public in this area? I mean, there are, it's a heavily used area.
It is.
But luckily it's not on a weekend. What can you tell the public about, the access to this area?
Well, like I said before, we believe that the gunman knew where he was going. He knew where he was headed. So it wasn't a random situation. We don't believe. So other folks shouldn't have any cause for concern for their own safety.
Pistol or rifle?
Pistol.
Did you recover a weapon, or believe that he took that with him when he left?
I'm not sure I know the answer to that question yet, Andrew.
You don't know how long this particular person had his boat, leased out here, lease space out here.
I don't know.
Was he a long time,
Not sure. I think he'd been here for some time. He'd had that slip rented for some period of time, but I'm not sure how long that is.
How long will you guys be out here with the crime scene tape and investigating?
Until we're done. I would guess it'll probably be noon at least before we are able to clear the scene.
Okay.
We're going to impound the boat, obviously, and the victim's vehicle is there as well. So we need to process those in a more controlled setting. So it'll be probably noon at least.
Had the victim's vehicle been entered or broken
No.
into?
No evidence of that.
And nothing taken or anything like that from the boat at all.
I don't know the answer to that question yet.
Sheriff, why don't you give them if anybody has the information,
Oh.
we'll be done.
Thank you. Yes, we're asking for anybody that might have any information regarding this situation to either call our office at 402-441-6500 or Crime Stoppers at 402-475-3600. We'd appreciate any information that folks might have about this situation. Okay?
I'm sure.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
Case C-A-S-E on his last name, Benjamin Case.
CASE, yes.